this optimization problem, we're going to find two numbers whose product is as small as possible. The first step in solving this problem is to read through the problem carefully and figure out what information we have and what we're asked to find. In this problem, we are to find two numbers whose difference is 100 and whose product is a minimum. The second step is to fill in all four of these categories using the information from our problem. Since we need to find two numbers, let's let x be our first number. And then let's let y be our second number. Now let's think about the equation that relates these two numbers. Our problem tells us that the difference between these two numbers is 100. So we can write down that x minus y is equal to 100. Now let's see if we need to find a minimum or a maximum. Our problem states that the product is a minimum. So I'm going to highlight minimum. And let's write down an equation for the product. The product is just the two numbers multiplied. So this is going to be x times y. Now what we need to do is we need to put our product in terms of just one variable, and we're going to put it in terms of x. So that means we need to go back to our equation and solve our equation for y. So from this equation, we see that y is equal to x minus 100. Now we can plug that in for our product p. So p is equal to x times x minus 100. In the next step, we will need to find the derivative of p. So what we need to do now is we need to rewrite p in the best way that makes the derivative as easiest as possible. I'm going to write this as p is equal to x squared minus 100x. That way we won't have to use the product rule. I'm going to highlight our product because we're going to need to refer back to that. Now let's think about the domain. We are given no constraints on our numbers, so our domain is going to be that x can be anything from minus infinity to infinity, and this is an open domain, and I'm just going to write that down because we're going to need that in just a few minutes. Our third step is to take the derivative of our product and then find the critical numbers. Let's go ahead and write down our product. P is x squared minus 100x. Now let's find the derivative. P prime is 2x minus 100. To find the critical numbers, we are going to set that equal to 0, and we get that x is equal to 100 divided by 2, so we find that x is equal to 50. Let's go ahead and let's highlight that. Now we can go ahead and find y. Y is equal to x minus 100, so y is equal to 50 minus 100, which gives us that y is equal to minus 50. And let's highlight that. Now that we know x and y, let's find our minimum value. P is x squared minus 100x, but it's also equal to just xy, and that's going to be easier. So we're going to write it like that. X is 50, y is minus 50. So this gives us that P is equal to minus 2,500. And we'll highlight that. Now it may seem that we're done, but we're not. We have two more steps that we need to complete. We need, in step 4, to justify that our product is a minimum. To do that, because we have an open interval, we need to use the first derivative test or the second derivative test. Our derivative, highlighted up here in blue, is relatively simple. So I think using the second derivative test will be the easiest. So let's do that. P double prime is equal to 2, and that is greater than 0. This means that our function is concave up, and we have a minimum. So let's write down that we have a min at x is equal to 50, and then that tells us that p is equal to minus 2,500 is a minimum value. Now, our last step is to reread our problem and clearly state our final answer in a complete sentence. Let's go back up. Our problem tells us that we need to find two numbers. So that's the question that we need to answer. So we're going to say that the two numbers are 50 and minus 50. And that's our final answer.
If this video has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. Keep believing in yourself and have a great rest of your day.